I leave the family farmhouse at the same time as Evrir. The evening wind sweeps through the village, and oil lamps begin to light up along the streets. I don't really know the village, says Evrir, looking around. Could you show me the way to the tavern? I nod. I'll take you there. Follow me. It's only a few hundred meters away. We walk side by side along the dirt roads, the silence punctuated by the rustling of grass and the distant sound of villagers returning home. When we reach the tavern, I push open the door and the warmth of the air, heavy with laughter and smoke, envelopes us. Evrir pauses, a little intimidated by the commotion. Thank you. Kaler, he says, settling down at a table near the fireplace. I'm going to eat and rest a little before continuing on my way. I smile at him. All right, enjoy yourself. I'm going to join my friends a little further down. He nods, his green eyes scanning the room, still wary but relieved to have been guided. I turn away and make my way through the crowd to my companion's table. The tavern is packed, filled with familiar faces. Tavner, Corver, Eldar, and Lysar turn their heads when I arrive, their faces lighting up. They are gathered around a wooden table, empty tankards scattered between them. Tavner raises his mug, a broad smile on his face. Kaler, we were wondering when you'd show up. Stuck in a meeting with your parents. Lysar nods sympathetically, his eyes sparkling with curiosity. I sit at their table, having a beer. Important news, friends. The royal messenger wasn't exaggerating. The Lord of Mirador, the king's brother-in-law, is dead. His son has taken over the city. Our king wants to rehabilitate the mythical way of Valamir, the entire way for hundreds of kilometers. It's a political coup. He wants to unify the kingdom with a common legendary goal. He wants to prevent a secession of the southern cities. And for us, we have a special mission. Eyes widen, and the group falls silent. Even Corver, who's normally quick to crack jokes, looks serious. Eldar's fingers tighten around his mug, his knuckles white. Lysar's eyes dart between you, searching for any hidden meaning. Tavner leans forward, his scarred eyebrow furrowed. So what's the mission? Corver asks, his voice low. And why do I get the feeling we're not just going on some pleasant stroll? I speak up a little annoyed. In your opinion, what could we be commissioned to do in this kind of task? We will serve as scouts as usual, to call ourselves twin brothers of the Xerix. There are people, but to recognize that we're the best riders and the best bulwark against the Xerix, there's no one left. On the other hand, as soon as we're needed, they do not hesitate to let us know. Eldar leans in, his voice barely above a whisper. If we're being honest, Kaler, it's likely we'll be tasked with dealing with the unpleasantries. You know, clearing out any Xeric raiders, maybe even taking point against larger threats. We'll be the vanguard, the shield protecting the actual construction teams. Lysar shifts uncomfortably. Tavner snorts. Yeah, cause nothing says royally sanctioned like sending a bunch of horse breeders turned scouts into the belly of the beast. Corver rubs his chin thoughtfully. But hey, if anyone can handle it, it's us. Ain't that right, boys? He grins at Lysar. So what's the catch? What's the king offering in exchange for our souls? I respond with determination. You know better than I do the usual promises of the great lords. Lands, titles, rewards. Except that we also know that it is not often the most deserving who are the best rewarded. So I intend to take what is rightfully ours this time. I will not wait to be rewarded. We will be the scouts of this perilous mission. First come, first served. The room falls quiet once more, the atmosphere thickening. Tavner smirks, his scar stretching across his cheek. Oh, now you're talking, Kaler. Taking matters into our own hands. I like it. Eldar shifts uncomfortably, clearly conflicted. But isn't that stealing? From the crown. Lysar blip, eyes worried. What if we get caught? Corver, however, slams his mug down, a wide smile spreading across his face. To hell with getting caught. You're right, Kaler. Time we took what's ours. If we don't, someone else will, guaranteed. I reply in a vengeful tone. I don't give a damn about them all. For too long we've been taken for border guards without giving us anything in return. How many of us have lost friends repelling the hordes of Xerix? We're on the front line. Let's make this exhibition an opportunity. Anyway, don't think it will be a very organized enterprise. Don't think that the others will play collectively. starting with the Southerners who will certainly try to make this project fail, or take it over for their own benefit. Taverner cracks his knuckles. Huh, finally, someone saying what needs to be said. We're tired of being the shield, the spear, and the ones getting the short end of the stick. Eldar sighs, his idealism warring with pragmatism. But shouldn't we at least try to work within the system? If we're caught. Lysar shakes his head, interrupting. Eldar, think about it. If everyone else is going to be playing dirty, shouldn't we be prepared to do the same? Corver Belly laughs, almost spilling his drink. That's my boy Lysar. He gets it. And, Kaler, you're right. The Southerners will try to sabotage this whole thing. We gotta be smarter, sneakier. Take what we can, when we can. I calmly continue, between 2 bites of chicken leg. I'm going to prepare the messages this evening to send to the surrounding villages so that they can send us their best horsemen. I'm planning on about 60, enough to have a force large enough, but also fast enough. Your friends nod, agreeing with your plan. Taverner leans back in his chair, stretching his arms behind his head. A force of 60, yeah? That'll be plenty to cause some trouble, if need be. You gonna write those messages now, then? Eldar sips his drink, thoughtful. And what about our equipment? We should make sure we're well prepared, especially if, like you said, it's every group for themselves. Lysar reaches out, touching your arm lightly. Kaler, are we really doing this? Are we really going rogue? Voice barely audible above the din of the tavern.
I speak again. Focus on my objectives. Everyone will bring their own equipment. In any case, it is the Royal Army that will bring most of the supplies. We will take enough for the journey to the capital, where we will regroup with the departure for the road to Valamir. But we must remain light, so we will only take what is necessary. Moreover, I do not want to empty the stocks of our villages when we are barely emerging from winter.
Your friends murmur in agreement, understanding the importance of striking a balance between preparedness and burden. Corver gestures to a nearby serving girl for another round, saying, Aye, makes sense. The lighter we travel, the faster we can move. Plus, if things go south, we won't be weighed down. Taverner smirks, and who knows, maybe the Royal Army will surprise us with decent supplies. Stranger things have happened, right? Eldar rolls his eyes, clearly skeptical, while Lysar smiles faintly, clearly grateful for the momentary levity. I wipe my mouth before looking at my friends one by one. Do you have any comments or questions? Taverner raises his mug again, taking a swig before speaking. Nah, no questions. Just, let's get the show on the road, shall we? Can't wait to see what kind of mess we're walking into. Eldar nods, his expression thoughtful. I'm good. Just be careful with those messages, okay? Don't want any loose ends. Lysar seems lost in thought. I guess I'm just nervous. But I trust you, Kaler, and us. Together, we can handle whatever comes our way. Corver pats your shoulder, his grip firm. We're ready, lad. Whenever you are. I stretch before concluding the conversation. We will be leaving in 3 or 4 days, while the other riders from the other villages join us here. So prepare yourselves in the meantime. Your announcement hangs in the air, punctuated by nods and murmurs of understanding. The group finishes their drinks, the atmosphere growing heavier with anticipation. The fire crackles in the background, casting flickering shadows on the walls. Right, 3 or 4 days. Got it. Taverner stands, pushing his chair back. Time to sharpen my knives. And my wit. Eldar stands more slowly, running a hand through his hair. We'll prepare my gear. And pray. Lysar stands quiet. We'll make sure our horses are ready. Bah. 3 days ain't enough. Corver grouses, but he's already standing, his eyes twinkling with excitement. There's stories I need to tell, memories to dust off. It's going to be a long few days. In the evening, I return to my family's farmhouse and send messages by pigeon to other villages in order to find volunteers for the legendary mission that has been entrusted to us. As night falls, the village grows quiet, and you settle into your family's farmhouse. You find a piece of parchment and begin scribbling out the messages, careful with your words, knowing the importance of discretion. You call upon the pigeons, trained messengers that have served your village well, and attach the notes to their legs. One by one, they take flight, carrying your plea to the neighboring villages. The soft cooing of the birds mingles with the rustling of leaves outside, creating a soothing backdrop to your anxious thoughts. Your mind whirs with anticipation. Who will respond? Will they come? The fate of your mission, and potentially the entire kingdom, hangs precariously in the balance. Back in your room, lit only by the faint glow of embers, you wait. Waiting for the responses that will shape the course of your journey. Waiting for the riders to arrive, ready to join your cause. Waiting for the unknown,